Okay, so I finally switched from iPhone to Android after 8 long years, and the phone that made me do this is the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. So yeah, I put my SIM in the Fold and transferred everything but one app. I'm sure you can guess it. WhatsApp. Switching WhatsApp to Android felt like a commitment I wasn't ready for. You know how that is, right? So I used both the phones for a while, and WhatsApp was in my Fold 6 as a companion app. Okay, the day one was mostly about setting up the phone and taking some calls in between. And yeah, the phone right away felt heavy and bulky compared to the iPhone, but the feeling went away after a couple of days. I was also a bit overprotective initially because it's an expensive phone, and I thought if it fell, there would be no chance of it surviving. But my little one Kabir proved me wrong as he dropped it fashionably. I also dropped it myself a couple of times. But to my surprise, it survived. No scratch, no dent, nothing. Either it felt at just the right angle or it's well made. In fact, it is well made. The aluminium frame feels solid, the hinge is also pretty sturdy, and there's also IP48 rating, which is pretty important for me because I clean my phone every now and then. Hygiene things. Now, once I started using this device, the outer screen felt a bit cramped initially. But as I was using it more and more, I got used to it. And now, the other devices started to look too wide. I think it's just a matter of perspective. And doing this thing over and over again, every single time I take out this phone, this part is called happiness. I just love it. I mean, I switched from iPhone 7 to 14 Pro, but I never really got the same feeling that I got when I switched from a bar phone to a foldable phone. It's just refreshing. And not just that, the bigger screen helps a lot, especially while multitasking, texting, and online shopping because you get a pretty good view of everything. There's a lot to talk about. Let's just take it one by one. Specs first. Okay, so this phone has top-of-the-line specs with Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, 12GB LPDDR5 RAM, and up to 1TB UFS 4.0 storage, and it performs like it should, be it while normal usage or even while gaming. In my kind of usage, which involves taking calls, using WhatsApp, attending briefings on Zoom, watching movies, taking a lot of photos and videos of my favorite, and doing this for no reason at all, this phone doesn't even blink an eye. In fact, it judged me.
That's what you need 8 Gen 3 for. Come on, dude. Get a life.
Now, I don't do much of gaming, but you might. So we went ahead and tested 7 of the most popular titles on this phone, and in each of the games, the phone performed really well. These are the gameplay settings along with the finding. You can pause here to get a good look at them, and while you're at it, press that like button if you're enjoying this video so far. Although the gaming experience on this phone is pretty good, but if you're coming from a normal phone, there's some getting used to. But once you're comfortable with this real estate, it will be very hard to go back. Plus, the phone doesn't feel very heavy in hand, which helps a lot in gaming. And it's not just the hardware that is doing all the hard work. The software on Z Fold 6 is also quite impressive. One UI is quite feature rich, as you already know, and there's 7 years of software updates, which is pretty good. But the new AI features are the big highlight. So let me just tell you about those first. First of all, there's this interpreter mode that takes translations to the next level. You can simply talk in the language you are comfortable with, and on the cover screen, it will play the translation in the language that the other person understands, and they can also talk back like this. And the best part, it works without internet as well. This in fact is a very good implementation of a feature that takes full use of the multiple screens. There's also chat assist that is quite helpful if you're always unsure of your grammar or punctuations or just too lazy to write. You can even sketch on a photo and it'll turn into a real life object, and it generally works if you don't sketch as bad as I do. I can also upload a PDF on the Notes app and it'll summarize the whole thing lightning fast, and it works quite well. Plus there's obviously circle to search, that is my favorite. It helps me stay on top of my game when it comes to clothing trends. It's one feature that I missed a lot on my iPhone. Seriously, good luck finding what Diljit is wearing in this song without this feature. There are also other AI features like translation overlay, which can be useful while texting, homework assist to get the solution to any mathematical question with all the steps, and lastly, transcribe assist to summarize recordings of a meeting. Again, pretty handy. Now, if you don't want Samsung to access your data for AI related tasks, you can also opt for on-device processing, but that might limit AI's functionalities. But yeah, it's nice of Samsung to keep it optional. Even though the AI features are the big highlight, but there are a lot of little things that you can do on a foldable phone that you can't generally do on a normal phone. Let me show you. Using 2 apps side by side without feeling compromised is like moving from a flat in Mumbai to your native home with a lawn and a garage and a terrace. You feel elevated. And by the way, you can also open 3 apps or even 4 apps with one in the floating window and cycle through them just like a PC. Even while having dinner, you can simply place your phone like this and don't have to struggle for the sweet spot to place your phone. Those long video calls might not feel as uncomfortable as they used to be. The movie watching experience will definitely get better once you get used to these black bars. And lastly, you won't have to ask a stranger to take your photo. The control is in your hand. I know these are just little things, but they make a big difference. And speaking of difference, I saw a huge difference in terms of cameras. I found the images to be more vibrant, which I'm not used to, but as I took more photos on a regular basis, this style kind of grew on me. The colors are popping more than the iPhone, and I think that's what people like these days. Apart from the colors, the consistency that I liked about iPhone was missing on the Fold. Also, the selfie camera, well, it could have been better. The photos didn't come out that well, and in the indoor lighting, there was some noise as well. But yeah, you can always use the main camera for the selfies, which is again a big advantage of the foldable form factor. The cameras are not the best, but I think they are decent for a fold. By the way, I've left the camera samples drive link with all the camera samples, and if you really like my photography skills, press that like button, and I'm available to take photos on your birthday parties, weddings, and here's my card. Now for me, anything less than 3 digits is low battery. So when I switched from iPhone to this foldable device with multiple screens and flagship level specs, I was very skeptical about battery life, but having used it for so many days, the phone didn't go to sleep before me, and my usage lies mostly in the light to medium category. After using iPhone for such a long time, switch to the Fold 6 felt refreshing. So yeah, that's it from my side. If you guys have any questions about switching from a normal phone to a foldable phone, let's chat in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.